What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right. Welcome back to the channel. Subscribers, people who aren't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos and also when we have live streams. I haven't been doing live streams this week. This is to subscribers and people that tune into the live streams. I haven't done live streams this week because I'm in the process of moving. So I've got to get the videos I do done in the morning. Then I got to do actually my job work, get that done, and then I got a lot of stuff to move and pack and get ready to get out of here. So forgive me for not having live streams this week, but we will be back in effect with them next week. Now I can't resist this Anthony Joshua talk because Anthony Joshua just said something in an interview to ESPN UK that lets me further know that this guy is, I'm not speaking about what he does in the ring because obviously the guy can fight in the ring. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's won 3 championship belts, right? Clearly the guy can fight. So what I think about him as an athlete is that he's a good fighter, and I want to see whether or not he's the best heavyweight out there, period. Right? I want to see him fight Deontay Wilder. I'd like to see him fight Tyson Fury. In whatever order those things happen, I'd like to see the fight. I wasn't interested in Alexander Povetkin because I wanted to fight. I watched the Deontay Wilder fight. Now, he said some things about this Deontay Wilder fight in an interview. And let me tell you the short of it, and then I'll let you hear what he said. This guy's a puppet, man. He is literally laying out the exact argument that Barry Hearn laid out in an interview that he did maybe 3 weeks ago. I did a video on it where Barry Hearn was trying to do the sales pitch to Deontay Wilder right through the media. Clearly wasn't talking to him directly, was talking to the media about how if he thinks that he can beat Deontay Wilder, why bother negotiating for a couple extra $1 million? Take the offer that was on that's on the table. And if you beat him once, then you get a rematch. And in the rematch, you might get 50-50 in the rematch. And if you beat him twice, then hey, you're the biggest thing in America. And boom, right? Argument that Barry Hearn lays out. Now, Anthony Joshua says basically the same thing now. Comes behind him maybe a couple weeks later, might have taken him that long to figure it out and get, rehearse it, say enough times in his mirror so he can get it off smoothly. But says the same thing. But the audacity of hearing it come from Anthony Joshua. I've paid attention to this negotiation as closely as I could from the outside looking in. All of the media, and all we can go off is what's in the media, what the fighters say in interviews, what Deontay Wilder says himself, right, on his interviews that he had with 78 Sports TV, what World Boxing Net puts out where, from Deontay Wilder and, right, Eddie Hearn, all of these things. Now, and for Anthony Joshua to say what he's saying right now, man, this guy, it's just convincing even further that this guy is the biggest. He's phony, number one. Just phony. Because he knows this is nonsense. Has to. And number 2, he's a puppet because he's using the exact same argument he got from Barry Hearn made. So let me go through with what this guy says. Joshua will be very upset if the contest with Wilder falls out for April. There is no contract for April. He told you no. Unless it's 50-50 because you've been playing around for a year. But let's go on. Me and Wilder is the best fight in the division right now, not me and Povetkin. Joshua said to ESPN UK, the deal to fight Wilder is still on the table. If it was written off, I'd be very annoyed. We were working on the fight before I beat Carlos Takam, and then it was Joseph Parker, and it still hasn't happened. And now it's Povetkin. I want the big one. I am looking past Povetkin now. I want the big guns. I'm not going to walk through Povetkin and for Wilder, the date and location is here. Joshua is concerned Wilder's career will end before the showdown comes about. Wilder turned pro in late 2008, making it a 10-year career in a few months. Joshua became pro in 2013. For the past 7 months, I found out what he wants in the contract, what he doesn't want in the contract. He's had 40 training camps, and even if you knock each opponent in a round, you still have gone through hundreds of rounds of camps, miles and miles on the clock with all the running and with the body wear and tear. He's been a professional since 2019. That makes it a 10-year professional career. That is a long time. He's been hurt by a lot of fighters on the way, all the sparring. So what does that make? Maybe 2-3 years left? All I can say to him, and then he talks about Fury too, is if you can think you can beat him, I wasn't in a power position. If I wasn't in the power position, I take less for fights. See, this guy's I'm not even going to go through this. This dude's a fraud. This guy's to you UK casual fans, and it's 6 minutes into the video. You're not going to think that long to listen. This guy is just a joke, man. This guy is just a joke. He's actually coming here talking like he's not the reason the fight didn't happen. He said, if this fight doesn't happen, I'm hurt. Then why didn't you take the $50 million that you were offered? And all this nonsense, why didn't you go to the United States and fight for $50 million? If you believe any of this nonsense that you're saying. If you listen to Anthony Joshua long enough, you know that this is a big, just nothing but a fraudulent and an unnecessary statement. Just shut up, dude, and say you're not ready for the fight. Your trainer says you're not ready for the fight. Your promoter says you're not ready for the fight. You said maybe 2019, maybe 2020. But now that you got what you want, which was for Deontay to walk away and start doing some other things, try to fight Tyson Fury, or do whatever. Now you want to act. Now it's safe to come out of hiding. You want to act like he was the one that didn't want it. For past 7 months, you found out what he wants in a contract. Yeah, he wanted. What took you that long? What he doesn't want in the contract. All he wanted was to get paid fairly. He didn't want a flat fee, but the flat fee's still in the contract. What are you talking about? You found it out? You found out what he wanted and what he doesn't want, but you didn't do anything about it to make the fight happen? They didn't want a flat fee. They were flat out with that. They didn't want a flat fee. They wanted a rematch clause. They wanted a fair contract for being a champion. And that's not what was given. According to Stephen A. Smith said that he read the contract. He saw the contract. And he said he wouldn't sign it. He's never seen a more one-sided contract in his life. That's what Steven Espinoza, who is a lawyer, who has worked in boxing for a couple decades now, said about the contract that Anthony Joshua sent to Deontay Wilder. And he said he wouldn't sign it. Because again, it was the most one-sided contract that he had ever seen. But yet here this phony sits acting like it was his team that wanted to make the fight. I've said this dude is a corporate hype job. And he's a corporate hype job now that's under a lot of pressure. Because I don't doubt that the reason he's saying this is because they've got to have an answer to this question. But answer this question. Why is he getting so many questions asked about him by a nobody? And if he's just the sole person in a power position, listen to what he says like this. Who talks like this? What? All I say to all of them, to Fury, if you think you can beat me, if I wasn't in a power position, I'd take less for fights. Just take less to fight me. If you want the fight, Anthony Joshua, why don't you pay them what's fair? There's a lot of money on the table, obviously. But you want take less money than you think is fair if you think you can beat me. No. You're using money. Joseph Parker didn't do that. Joseph Parker they thought it was fair what they got. But anyway, No, thank you. How about this? How about Deontay Wilder fight Tyson Fury, and the winner of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury will be the heavyweight champion. And now then you, with your power position, can sit there with everybody in the boxing world knowing that you're not the heavyweight champion and that you passed up an opportunity to become the WBC champion, and you passed up the opportunity and you lost the opportunity to become the lineal champion. And if Deontay Wilder beats Anthony Joshua, beats Tyson Fury, you're not in a power position anymore because you don't hold any belts legitimately. The only power you have is what is in your mind. It's an interesting question on the Game of Thrones where somebody asked who has power, and they ask a riddle. Who has the power? Is it a king or is it the person that holds a sword? We won't go through all that, but at the end of it, it is the power resides where the perception, where people believe that it lies. I'm a hardcore boxing fan, so I believe it lies somewhere differently than some casual fans do. I think power lies with the guy who's the real champion, because that's what boxers should be. I'm only one person from a boxing perspective or actual perspective. I'm one person. If I went to the fight, I would have one seat. If I pay for the fight and pay-per-view, I pay for it one time and I watch it. And I'm watching one fight. The winner of Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, if that fight comes off in December, which is, by the way, 3 months before April, 4 months before April, which means if they wanted, they could turn around and have that April date. But that'd be the heavyweight champion. Anyway, man, Anthony Joshua, man, please take this dude back to wherever he came from, man, because he doesn't even talk like a champion. Tyson Fury sounds like one. Deontay Wilder sounds like one. Shoot, Mikey Garcia sounds like one. This dude sounds like if I wasn't in a power position. You're not in a power position. You're told what to do by Barry and Eddie Hearn, and it's obvious. They're in the power position. You are the pawn in the power position. Hope they got you to the front of the board. You turned into a king, but you got a rook and a knight squaring you into a corner. And it's going to be check soon. And you will get you turn into a queen, excuse me. Because you don't turn into a king when you get to that pawn gets to the other side of the board. You turn into a queen. You get checked, your king gets checked, and you're out of there. Anyway, it is what it is. Not the best analogies today, but I'm still having fun. And with that, I'm out. Peace.